Greetings all you manics and minds on our crimes. Welcome back to another Warframe weapon showcase. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Astilla, Garas signature weapon. Well, it's a shotgun, but it also is sort of rifle-ish. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the Astilla is an MR10 weapon, and it's very, very good. Although, because of what they did with self-damage, this weapon works kind of strange now. It staggers you, even though it shouldn't. More on that in a bit. Anyway, this is the first build. So, crit corrosive, heat, shotgun aim mutation. Is aim mutation 100% necessary on this weapon? I would say depends, I guess, but I always like to have it. I know you could be saying, oh, put an Exilus weapon adapter, put another forma, or like two forma to change that polarity over there, and then you can have more damage with shotgun aim mutation. I know that is a thing I can do, but I am low on forma, and I'm not doing that. Anyway, this thing is kind of strange when it comes to shotguns. So this thing does not fire pellets, it fires glass slugs. So its status chance is more akin to rifles. I mean, shotguns and rifles basically have the same status chance now, but it's not status per pellet, it's just status. So anyway. So it works like this. So yeah, it fires glass slugs. I know you can't really see them. I don't know why you can't really see them. But yeah, the radius that they have, does it even say? Yes. It doesn't have that big of a range of a radius, but whatever. It is to note if you hit an enemy with the glass slug impact, just straight up, it will always impact proc. I don't know why, but it's a thing. Also, impact will be changed soon-ish to not knock down enemies anymore, which will be great. So anyway, also, I'm using Blaze because, well, it gives more damage. And I find this weapon works a lot better with Blaze than, say, another dual stat. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. But if you're Nezha, you could just press 3. Or if you're any frame that has an ability that can prevent staggers, yeah, there is that. So this is the heat corrosive build. I'm going to be shooting level 135 corrupted heavy gunners. Nezha has nothing on him. Wait, let me actually just make sure. I might have put an arcane tempo on. I would recommend arcane tempo with this weapon, but yes, I do. So I'm actually just going to remove that real quick. And I'm going to put my 3 on so I don't get staggered. Anyway. You can sort of see the problem with impact. But as you see, this weapon hits pretty freaking hard. Now, of course, for this test, I'm going to take off shotgun aim mutation because I know people don't use it. Unless you're using the comb. Which I find kind of strange because other shotguns are a little ammo hungry, but whatever. Oh, by the way, with Gara, this thing has a larger ammo pool. And that is it. No specials, no special gimmicks or anything else, just large ammo pool. And it's not even that much larger. It goes from like 112 spare to like 224 spare or something like that. Which I can actually check in a second. But yeah, this thing slashes like crazy. It hits pretty damn hard. But I do have prime mods. So, right now, okay, 112. And if I take out Gara, wherever she may be, 192. Okay, so it's way less than I thought. So yeah, there is that. It is a larger ammo pool, so that's cool. Anyway, so you could do this, or you can put on Vigilante armaments. I will put on Vigilante armaments in a second, but right now I just want to show Contagious Spread. Now, you could say, oh, Prime Charge Chamber. Does it look like I got that? Does it look like I have a lot of prime mods? No. Yeah, there really isn't too much difference with or without shotgun mutation. You can definitely see it, but it's not like incredible. I would recommend with this weapon particularly, you can also just shoot at the feet and it'll still work very well because of its AoE. Although going for direct shots, of course, will give you a bit more damage. But you also have to contend with the travel time. This is not a hit scan weapon. You see that the slugs don't move super duper fast. Anyway, I will show this build one last time with Vigilante armaments, and then we will move on to the viral build, the heat viral build, which I think might work a bit better. But of course, the heat viral is a lot more universal. So yeah. Getting headshots of this weapon is not very easy, I will say. But yeah, definitely, this weapon works very, very well. And I would say build it for crit over status because, well, this thing never needed status, to be honest. Even before shotguns were the way they were, which was horrible, this weapon was still incredible. And it's always going to be very, very good. Even when the Astilla Prime comes out, that thing is going to be insane. I have a feeling that that weapon is going to be quite, quite strong. Or it could be a side grade. I don't know. So there is that. Now, since I do long missions a lot of the time, I do just put on Shotgun Invitation and kind of forget about it because I don't run Carrier anymore. Anyway, so this is the Heat Viral build. It is the exact same build. I literally just traded out Shell Shock for Frigid Blast, and that is that. So, yeah. I did put 2 form into this weapon. I honestly kind of forgot what polarities this came with. I want to say it came with a V and a dash. That's probably right. But also, do not put punch throw on this weapon because it's an explosive weapon. So yeah, the viral build does work very, very well. And the innate slash plus the heat, the damage over time, it does quite a number. It does quite a number on these really high level enemies. And it's safe to say at any sort of normal level, this thing is going to absolutely shred. But of course, we will do the normal level test with the max damage just for fun. So yeah. You can already see that I'm almost out of ammo. Kind of a problem. I don't know why that it has to have such a little ammo pool. So we will do the viral with the contagious spread. So it definitely gets the job done. It's a very, very good weapon. So one last thing I'm going to do is the Vigilante armament setup with the viral. I'm kind of rushing through this because I just want to get to the test that actually matters, which is the normal level test. Yeah, I'd say more multi-shot is probably a little bit better in most circumstances. If you got a rim for this weapon, I'd say critical chance, critical damage, and multi-shot would probably be your best option. Raw damage would also work pretty well. You could say, oh, what if I want to put on Vicious Spread? You could go for it, although this weapon isn't the most accurate, but of course you are going to be mostly shooting at the feet, so I don't think it would matter too much. But Blaze, the heat is just too valuable, and I don't really see what you could replace other than, maybe you could make an argument of replacing like Vigilante armaments. That's the only real thing you could replace with Vicious Spread. Although the 90% more damage isn't. It doesn't feel like it's doing much. Now, what about Hunter Munitions, you might be asking? Meh. That's all I just got to say about it. Meh. It doesn't It doesn't feel like it does too much. But for sake of brevity, I will take off Blaze, because I actually can't take off Vigilante Armaments. Well, I guess I technically could, but I don't want to screw around with it too much. You see, the problem with Vigilante Armaments, yes, I am getting a lot of slash procs, and there is some good power behind them, but because of the crit chance of this weapon, it's just not... and the all that, and plus it has not the best crit multiplier. It just doesn't work very well. So instead, let's put back on Blaze and let's do the normal level 80 test. And I shall be using Neja for this. And again, I have to set this up. So the the viral build is the heat viral is universal. It's going to work against every single faction. I would say that viral isn't very good against the infestation, and that holds true, but I mean the infestation are so weak that it doesn't really matter. I know they've gotten buffed, but they don't really pose much of a threat. They really just are not a threat. So tune these guys down. Just gonna throw on invincibility for brevity's sake, and I'm also gonna throw on my 3. Okay. Yeah. I will say with this impact, you can essentially bully these kind of enemies, like the really dangerous enemies like Noxes and Bombards and everything, and just let them bleed. So, oh yeah, after this I'm gonna do the whole Mirage thing. Yeah, against trash units it's a one-shot pretty much regardless. You can just sort of shoot near their feet. I think that one's gonna bleed out, yeah. And also it does rip enemies apart, so this is actually a very good weapon for Necros. Necros likes. So as you see there, it's definitely a very good weapon, so I'm going to raise the enemy level, and I'm going to put out the heavy gunners again, the corrupted heavy gunners again, and then take out Mirage, and then go crazy. I will also do Harrow. So yep. Take out Mirage. It's okay with mag. It doesn't work as well as you'd think, but it's definitely a very good weapon for a mag. I mean, what projectile weapon isn't good for mag? And there's Arcane Tempo. So there's that. That absolutely just decimated. And then now we take out Harrow here and give this thing the ability to red crit. So I'm going to turn on invincibility so they don't melt me. Even with the shield gating, Harrow has gotten better, but still he can get melted if you're not careful. He's a lot better now. Much better now. And then the fire rate on this thing is going to be kind of high. So yeah. Of course, this is skewed all fuck because, well, Harrow and red crits. If I can even get headshots, I'm going to have to probably wrap them. Yeah, that's the thing you can do for now. You can just play Harrow and you can just wrap the enemies up. Yeah. So the Astilla. What can I say? It's great. This is an absolutely fantastic weapon. It is so good. It hits hard. It's unique because it's the only shotgun in the game that fires slugs. It doesn't fire pellets or a wave of energy or anything like that. Whatever the hell the comb fires, fucking razor blades probably. But this thing is, it's very powerful. It's very, very good. It has some drawbacks, but I don't think the drawbacks are that big of a deal. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Astilla. I really cannot wait to see what the Prime version of this weapon is. Gara Prime is still probably about 1.5 years away. I think she's going to come after Inaros and Nezha Prime. That's probably a pretty safe bet that Gara Prime is going to be after those two. You know, the Astilla Prime will be incredible, and I will definitely do an Astilla Prime video if the Astilla Prime actually becomes a thing. We don't have the Axani Prime, even though the Axani are Mirage things for pistols. We have the Akbolto Prime instead. Okay, DE. Anyway, this weapon's great. Definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend. Build it. It's good. It's fun. It's powerful. Just use someone like Goss or someone that really doesn't get staggered by weapons. So there is that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Drobe, we trust.